Expos used a pinch hitter and a familiar face to Atlanta Braves fan. Rick Mahler, there you see his record. Was a non-roster invitee to spring training and pitched well enough for the Expos to get the contract. Less than a hit an inning. Walks and the strikeouts about even. Look for a lot of change of speeds. He'll face Otis Nixon to lead it off. Up the middle, base hit.
A slider, he got it. In fact, Rick got a piece of that off his leg, and he's upset that he didn't make the play. But a good start for Atlanta.
Nixon is at first, Pendleton up. Braves with the go-ahead run at first. Skip Carey, Don Sutton with you from Atlanta Fulton County Stadium. There goes Nixon. No chance. That's steal number 25 for Otis Nixon.
He got a tremendous jump. Fitzgerald had absolutely no chance. His throw was a bad one. Owen made a good play to keep it in the infield.
So now the tying run is at second base. And if Pendleton holds true to form, as we've seen him do all year long, he'll get him to third some way. Wallach is in a couple of steps at third. Everybody else in the infield back. Owen dogging Nixon at second. Four runs, 5 hits for the Expos. 4-6 for the Braves. Fitzgerald and Mahler going to have a little visit.
And what better time to take a look at the Safeguard Safe at Second feature, which is Expos all-time stolen base leaders, and Otis Nixon, of course, on that list. A lot of people don't remember how well Andre Dawson could run, Don.
You're right. When he came up, he had good speed, but the knees start bothering him. One of the reasons he wanted to leave Montreal and go to Chicago or any place with grass was to get off that hard turf. Down the left side, out of play. 0-2 to Pendleton. In case we didn't tell you, the pitch on which he stole was a strike. Now his task a little bit more difficult, trying to get him third with 2 strikes on him. Again, Owen sneaks in behind Nixon. That'll get him to third. Let's see if it gets him home. Jimmy Williams is going to hold him up. And the throw goes to the plate. There goes Pendleton to second. And they got him. Give Pendleton the single. Score the putout. 7-2-4.
Boy, Fitzgerald makes a great play here. They missed the cutoff man. Even though his throw was not good, the Shields got the glove down. The throw from the knees, a one-hopper perfect. Boy, our base running
left a little to be desired.
Shaky.
But Nixon is at third with less than 2 outs. And Lonnie Smith will try to drive him home. 0 for 2 tonight. His average still up 316. A play you don't see very often. From the stretch, the pickoff attempt at third. And was pretty close. One and 0 to Lonnie Smith. Expos have the infield in. Lonnie just trying to hit it in the air. Up and in, it's 2-0. He has enjoyed a successful career against Rick Mahler. Off the fist, that won't get the job done, and they'll have Nixon hung up. Mahler chases him to Wallach, who puts a tag on him. So the Braves have had a couple of opportunities to get a run home, but have run themselves into 2 outs here in the 5th inning.
Mahler makes this play correctly. He runs right at it. You hope you don't have to throw the ball at all. He's out of the baseline anyway. But the tag is made. You can see Ripley indicate that he's out of the baseline. But at least Lonnie was able to get to second, so a base hit here, and you can still take the lead.
Braves 1 out away from running into the cycle. They've had a guy picked off at first, second, and third now.
Well, let's hope David doesn't get a single. We might have one out at home. A double would be just fine.
Bonnie is at second. Justice 1 for 1. Braves going to do it. They'll have to do it with 2 outs. Off speed, over, strike 1. When you get plays like that, you have to put a lot of different numbers in your scorebook where outs go. Like 9-6-3, Blauser is thrown out after a single. 7-2-4, Pendleton is thrown out after a single. Inside, it's 1-1.
My man Josh has just learned to keep score. He picked a tough night.
He did. And that'll put gray hairs in a manager's head. And then Nixon 2-5 on a fielder's choice. Make that 1-5. Here's the 1-1 to Justice. Skied to center field, pretty deep, but not deep enough to do any damage. Grissom will make the putout. That'll do it for the Braves, who get a couple of base hits and a stolen base, but come up empty. We have completed 5 in Atlanta, and the score is still tied.
Nice lawn, huh? You wouldn't know a bunch of good-for-nothing bugs are having a lawn party. But with orthodiazonon, you can make it a goodbye party. Builders Square, the warehouse with everything for your house. For just a few bucks, DAP Woodlife will protect your wood from elements like rain, snow, sun, and Billy. Builders Square, the warehouse with everything for your house.
It's a symbol of security for millions of Americans. A document that protects your rights in all 50 states. And an inspiration for all who honor it. It's the Goodyear Promise. Available only with Goodyear Certified Auto Service. It includes a nationwide warranty that promises we'll fix your car right or fix it again free at 2,700 locations nationwide. Good tires. Good service. Good people. Goodyear.
Why are beers that go down lightly watered down so heavily? Why? Ask why. Turn off the water and turn Bud Dry. Its smooth draft taste is dry brewed, not watered down. To drink light, yet satisfied completely. So why get soaked when you can drink Bud Dry?
4-4 tied, top of the 6th. Wallach, Martinez, and Fitzgerald due up here in the 6th for the Expos. Wallach was batting when Calderon got thrown out attempting to steal. A play which really didn't make a lot of sense. And another good crowd here in Atlanta. This one has to be into the 30s. Here's Wallach. It'll be his first time to have faced Marvin Freeman. First one is upstairs, 1-0. Foul back our way. That'll leave it at 1-1. Wallach with his single tonight now has a 6-game hitting streak. Up the middle, 2 hits tonight. And a leadoff single for the Expos. Actually, they have had a base runner every inning except the 4th inning. Got a leadoff walk to Fitzgerald in the 2nd, and after Walker flied out, he was erased on a double play, but they've had the base runner. Here's Martinez. He has been successful against Marvin Freeman in his career. 0 for 2 tonight, but twice he has faced Marvin Freeman. Twice he has gotten base hits. Twice he has flied to center with those outs tonight. Up and away, it's 1-0. Martinez came from the Cubs to the Expos in a trade that was not very popular in Chicago. Jim Fry, Don Zimmer wanted Mitch Webster. A little more speed, they said, maybe a little more pop, and they gave up one of the most popular players on the Cubs, Martinez. On the ground, be a tough 2. Not in time. Wallach, who plays hard and runs hard, upends Blauser at second. Jeff did a good job of hanging on the ball and getting an accurate throw to first. Here's another look at it. Belliard unloads in a hurry, but Wallach is close. You can see him slide, a clean slide right on past the bag. Take a look at it there. It is close, but not close enough. Martinez runs well. So the Braves get the leading runner. Martinez is at first with 1 gone. And here's Fitzgerald. Walk grounded to short. He is 0 for 1 career against Marvin Freeman. That's close. A good quick move, and watch the call. Jerry Crawford right on top of it. But it looked like Martinez almost came off the bag. Fitzgerald at 250. Again, the throw over, this time a little bit wider, and Martinez looking for it, gets back on his hands and knees. Fitzgerald's career high in RBIs, 5. Big ball went upstairs. Came awfully close this week in the Astrodome when he drove home 4 against the Astros. Spent part of the year down in Indianapolis doing some rehab. Went down April the 18th, had to get cortisone shots on his left hand, had a severe bruise. Played in 9 games down there, went 6 for 24, again the throw over. Was ready, and they brought him back May 27th. 1-0 to Fitzgerald. Up and away, it's 2-0. Jerry Manuel flashing the signs. Fitzgerald is one catcher that the Expos have not been reluctant to put on a play with. We have seen him hit and run some in the past. Martinez is a good base runner. The Heath Freeman conference is over. There you see why the Expos are struggling. They get the base runners on and they get the steals, but they have trouble producing. Again, the throw to first, not close. They haven't had a whole lot of problems producing here. 11 last night, 4 already today. And a bunch of stolen bases. On the ground, another shot at 2. Belliard backs up to Blauser to first. This time they get him. Tough play by Belliard. Had to back up to get the big hop. Got it to Blauser. Blauser with his back almost to first turns a nice double play. So the Braves get 2 shots at it. They make one of them good. That'll end it here in the 6th for the Expos. Braves coming up, all tied at 4.
Sunday morning on TBS.
Don't tell me what to do. All my life I've been doing what I was told.
Jane Fonda in an unforgettable performance.
You never cared what I wanted. You never asked.
A story of one woman's struggle to keep a family together and a dream alive.
We're going to have a place of our own one day.
Winner of 2 Emmy Awards, The Doll Maker. Sunday morning at 10:35 Eastern on TBS.
There's a level of service with which you're already quite familiar. Only now you can enjoy it at 35,000 feet. Delta's person-to-person service to over 270 cities worldwide. At Delta, we love to fly, and it shows.
Over the years, a number of rare sightings have been captured on film. But recently, something truly remarkable appeared. This is actual footage of a Daihatsu Rocky Wide-Track 4x4 from Japan. Each new sighting reveals that it possesses extraordinary quality. If you haven't seen a Rocky Wide-Track 4x4 yet, remember that Daihatsu, it's not how many they make, it's how they make them. Daihatsu.
Cubs gave us some help today with 2 in the 7th. They beat Los Angeles 4-3. Philadelphia had a 4-run third, and they have Cincinnati on the run. De Jesus pitching that game. San Diego is just absolutely destroying Pittsburgh. Tim Tupple has a 2-run homer. No score in St. Louis. The Mets lead Houston. Wally Whitehurst pitching that game. American League, Roger Clemens won his 8th. The Yankees by 1 after 3. Toronto and Baltimore tied. Kansas City an early lead. No score in Minnesota, and there are all the other scores up to the minute.
Here we're tied at 4. Bottom of the 6th inning. Jeff Blauser and a pinch hitter for Brian Hunter. Mike Heath due up. Jeff with 13 RBIs in the last week. Takes Mahler's first one in there. Strike 1.
Then I was just talking to an old friend of mine, an old opponent of yours, Gary Matthews. Sid Bream is going to hit next.
Juan Berenguer throwing down in the Braves bullpen. That one's there. It's 1-1. Oh, check that. It's 0-2.
He's running one of those sports specialty firms, and he's having a clinic in Brentwood, Tennessee, near Nashville, week of July 16th. George Foster, Al Downing, Gary will be there.
Some good instructors. Gary, I would guess, would be really good at working with kids. Up and away, it's 1-2. Al Downing certainly I know is, and George Foster. So if you're in the neighborhood, stop by, enjoy the clinic. 3 good guys. 1-2 to Blauser. Jeff's at 273. Big curveball drops in there, but stays inside. It's 2-2. Jeff came into the Philadelphia series with 12 RBIs. Since then has slightly more than double that total. Looper just out of reach of Walker. We'll come back and try it again. It's still 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Good effort here by Walker. He mistimed his leap a little bit, but a good effort nonetheless.
Blauser is 5 for 13 career against his old teammate, and much enjoys the night games. Up the middle, but DeShields is there. Did he pull him off the bag? No, Walker stayed on. 1 gone.
Bang, bang play. At first, he hit this ball right off the end of the bat, so it took a little time to get there. And Blauser runs pretty well. Close play. He just did keep it on there. For an outfielder, I think he's okay.
A little bit of toe dancing there. Rudolph Nourier would have been proud. 1 gone, and here's Sid Bream hitting for Brian Hunter. Wonder how many times in his life he's hit a home run and then been pinch hit for his next at bat.
Very seldom, I would think.
Bream's numbers: 286, 7 homers, 30 RBIs, second on the club in RBIs. Off speed outside, it's 1-1. Sid has been swinging the bat well lately. He's hit in 23 out of his last 30. Doing that 30-game stretch, he's hit .320 and has pushed his average back up. That's on the corner. It's 1-1. 1-1. Scoreboard has it 2-1. Down low.
We might have missed a pitch while we were yucking it up here.
It's probably 3-1, and if this is the ball, we will know for sure. You like that? That's a good word, isn't it?
What, yucking it up?
Yeah, I yucked it up with a couple of the old-timers down prior to the telecast. This is headed for center field. Grissom will play it on a bounce. Breen thinks better of it. He'll settle for a single. So the go-ahead run is on. And Mike Heath will try to run him around. It looks like there might be a pinch hitter for Heath. That'll be it for Mike Heath tonight, and Danny Heath has a bat.
Again, Grissom uses his tremendous speed. He was way over in right center, but he runs this thing down easily.
So Bobby Cox pulling out all stops here in the 6th inning to get the Braves back on top.
Danny Heath last night, you know the bizarre way the game ended with the ball hitting the umpire and Heath thinking it was in the left field corner? He saw the catcher, Reyes, as he came running toward the plate, and he thought that Reyes had somehow stolen another ball from the umpire. He couldn't believe that it was the ball that he saw headed toward the left field corner.
Danny's done a good job since he joined the Braves. 5 out of 11 as a pinch hitter. Driven home 3. Braves got him in a trade with the Chicago Cubs organization. That's one of those automatic throws to first. There are some pitchers who go out there and they're going to throw regardless. Breen was standing on first. Down and away, 1-0. That has to be an embarrassing moment, but you mentioned a helpless feeling that Rick Mahler relayed to you one time.
We were talking on a bus going somewhere talking about pitching. He said the most helpless feeling in the world, this is 10 years ago, isn't it? Having a 2-0 count on Al Oliver, and I guess you can identify
that'll do it. Al Oliver, 300 hitter. Heath looks at this at strike 1. There are some guys that you just had a feeling that regardless of what you threw, there was a good chance it was going to come back at you about twice as hard as you threw it, and Oliver was one of those.
I think Justice probably fits into that category. There's no way you can pitch him and be sure if you make the pitch, you get him out.
1-1 to Heath. Bream, your runner at first. Looks at this one at the knees. It's 1-2. Rick Mahler, a guy who has shown you that you don't have to have an overpowering fastball, a double snapping curveball to pitch in the big leagues and to do it well for a long time. He is a battler. Fouled away by Heath. He'll stay alive. Still 1-2. There's the general, Juan Berenguer, starting to throw down in the Braves bullpen. If they get to Marvin Freeman, he's out of there. There also might be a chance that Bobby Cox would consider double switching if they didn't get to Freeman. I would guess that with Mike Heath out of there, Olsen will come on, and if the Braves don't get to the pitcher spot, Olsen will hit 9th. Inside, 2-2 to Heath. Danny Heath made his start with the Houston Astros. Made stops with the Dodgers and the Boston Red Sox. Outside corner call, strike 3. And that was a quick response and a quick argument from Steve Ripley, who has a short fuse anyway. I'm checked that. That's Ed Rappuano. But that argument happened in a hurry. Danny Heath just turned, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere comes Rappuano. We'll give you another look at the pitch in a minute. Anyway, it's called strike 3, and Heath is out of there. For Rick Mahler, his first strikeout of the evening.
Well, let's umpire it together. What do you think?
It was close, but what I was amazed by is how quickly Rapawano went on the defensive. Well, that's over, and here's Belliard. What did you think?
Couldn't tell. It was tailing away whether it nipped the corner or not. It looked like it was outside, but
Heath is gone, 2 outs. If the Braves are going to do it, they'll have to do it with 2 outs.
I guess that's doubly frustrating if you're a pinch hitter. You get that one shot maybe once every 3 nights, and if you feel like you got gypped, you really get upset.
Well, you feel like you're hitting without a bat in your hands because you really didn't get a chance to take a swing at it. Fouled away, it's 1-1 to Belliard. Rafael about 30 points above where everybody would have expected him to be. Hitting .250 now, no homers, 16 RBIs. Bumped into a guy today who had one of the early scorebooks that they pass out here, the what's it called, Fan magazine.
At least they can get scorebooks. That's more than you and I can see.
On the ground. Wallach will throw him out. The story will have to wait. Braves get a base runner. Breen gets a pinch hit single, but he's left stranded. That's 4 the Braves have stranded tonight. We have played 6 complete in Atlanta, and we're still tied at 4.